Stacey Howitt, branch manager of the Shelburne and Oak Bay branches.
And I'm Jazz Dillon, branch manager, and we're here today to talk you through the beginner's guide to mortgages.
Jazz and I will walk you through how to know when you're ready, understanding what you can afford, writing the right loan, and what you can expect from the approval process.
That's right, and we're also going to touch on a few other things once your mortgage has been approved, like fees, underwriting, and closing.
So now let's jump right in and get started on your home buying journey. So what exactly is a mortgage? We have fixed mortgages and we have variable mortgage. So what is a fixed mortgage? With a fixed rate, you are going to choose, let's say for a lot of first-time home buyers, they like having a 5-year term because for 5 years you know exactly what your payment is going to be and your interest rate is not going to change over the term of the mortgage. With a variable mortgage, your interest rate is going to fluctuate with prime. So although your payment is not going to change, you will have a different amount going to principal and interest as the rate goes up or down.
As you're starting to prepare for this new journey in buying your first home, there's some key considerations you need to keep in mind as you're preparing your finances. The first one is all around your income. This is a very important factor when your financial institution is assessing your mortgage application, because this is your ability to pay your debt obligation on time. You may be working for someone else and receiving regular steady income, or you could be doing freelance work, or you're self-employed. The key here is having regular, consistent income. If you are self-employed, be prepared that your financial institution will be requesting 2 years' worth of income verification. They want to ensure that your income isn't fluctuating a huge amount year after year. The second important piece is all around your credit score. If you're not aware of what your credit score is, this is really crucial that you are requesting your credit report either through Equifax or through TransUnion Canada. You want to look and make sure that there's no errors. And if you find that you are close to your credit limits, this is a great opportunity to make sure that you're working with your advisor and trying to find some ways to make sure that you can improve your credit score. The third piece is ensuring that you have an emergency fund. We recommend that you have 3 to 6 months worth of expenses put aside.
When we look at approving you for a mortgage, we look at what are you comfortable with, because at Coast Capital Savings, we want to ensure not only that we can qualify you, but you're also comfortable with how much you're putting out each month towards your mortgage payment. And that can differ for different members. Some members may want to have home ownership, but they also want to take 5 holidays a year. So the amount that they want to pay towards their mortgage could look very different from someone that says, it doesn't matter to me if I take that many trips in a year. I want to have the biggest house possible and want to put more of my monthly income towards that payment.
The ability to save for a down payment is so important, and recognizing how much you need to put down and why. So a down payment is the money that you're paying up front towards the purchase of your home. And usually we describe it as a percentage. Historically, 20% is what's required for a conventional mortgage. And why is that? Well, that's because we wanted to reduce the number of high-risk situations where people have borrowed more than they can afford. You can put down less than 20%. There's just an additional cost, and you will have to pay mortgage default insurance. And this insurance actually protects your financial institution in the scenario that you're unable to make your payments. You might be in a position where you're still starting to save for your down payment. We have mortgage calculators on our website that'll really give you a good summary of your down payment and the impact of that towards your monthly payment and how much you're going to need to borrow. And if you're still unsure, this is when you want to contact your advisor and they can help you work through a savings plan and help you figure out how much you need to put down.
We do have several ways that you can save on the amount of interest that you pay us. For instance, if you pay weekly or bi-weekly, it gets your mortgage paid that much faster, and in turn you pay less interest back to Coast Capital, which is a win for our members. We also allow you to double up your monthly payment and pay up to 20% on each anniversary date each year. There is also 2 different options available to our members and to all members that are looking at buying a new home. Those 2 options are looking at the first-time homebuyers RSP withdrawal program, which allows you to take $35,000 out of your RSP in order to put towards your down payment at Coast. There is another federal program that the government actually will match your down payment. So let's say you just haven't been able to save as much as you would like. So let's say you've saved 2.5%, you want to put 5% down on your first-time purchase. The government will actually match that 2.5%, so you can put 5% down.
Your first step would be using a mortgage calculator to get a rough idea of what you can afford, and then speaking to your advisor either through a branch or through the advice center and giving them all of your information, especially around your income and any other debts that you owe, to get a really clear picture and to be able to get into your dream home faster.
So when you're looking for a home, you want to make sure you're not only working with your Coast Capital Savings advisor, but a trusted realtor. Some of the ways I recommend our members is to, ask your friends and family, ask members in the community, who have they used as their realtor? What that realtor is going to help you determine is what are those top 3 to 5 negotiables that you cannot live without when you're looking at buying your new house. And what are those 3 to 5 things that, maybe if you don't find that in your new home, that's okay. And then when you're ready to make that offer on your property, what your realtor is going to do is look at the other comparables in the neighborhood and say, what is a fair offer to make on that property? And they will guide you right through the process.
So now that your offer's been accepted, you're ready to walk through the mortgage process. So what are the details of the mortgage loan application will you need to prepare for? So we're first going to ask you for employment and income verification. The next piece that we're going to look at is any assets that you own and any debts that you owe. We will be pulling your credit bureau again, and we may ask you for additional information around any debts that you might owe. The next thing we're going to do is evaluate your property. There is a potential here that we will ask for an appraisal as well. Once we've done all that, this is when we are going to work with you and decide whether you'd like to go with a fixed interest rate or a variable interest rate. We will then work with you to decide how long you want your mortgage for, and that's your amortization. You might choose 25 years, which is traditional, or you might select 30 years just to help you bring your payment down a little bit each month. And once you've done all that, then it's all about your payment. A lot of first-time homebuyers decide to do a bi-weekly payment or a monthly payment. So we'll work with you and decide which option is best for you.
How are you getting your down payment? So is that coming from a gift? And if so, we need a gift letter. Or, do you have the money sitting at another institution and you're going to be using that? We need that confirmation. The wonderful thing at Coast is we do have a loan document that will actually take you step by step to let you know exactly what you need.
Besides saving for your down payment, you should be setting money aside for closing costs. And this could be up to 4% of the value of your home. And so what are some of these costs? Well, the first cost is legal fees. You will need to get either a notary or a lawyer to help you with the closing of your home. That fee in itself can range from $900 upwards to $1,500. Some other fees are title insurance, property purchase tax, property tax, and potentially utilities that you may need to pay for initially. With property purchase tax, if you are a first-time home buyer and your property purchase price is less than $500,000, you will not need to pay for this. Another big cost is moving fees. and renovations, and having some money put aside even for new furniture. And if you don't have money put aside for these items, this is a really good time to work with your advisor and take advantage of a line of credit for any future costs that you are going to incur. And then you need to make sure that you are protecting your biggest assets. Well, your new asset is your home, so you want to purchase home insurance.
So what does it look like for the underwriting and the closing? Typically, a closing is anywhere from 30 to 90 days, but that can change because depending on, for instance, if you're currently renting your property and you need to give notice, of course you need to give that time before you're moving into your dream home. Your current situation will depend on what you agree on with your realtor on the best closing date, as well as, what does the seller need on their side, because they are dealing with different things and where they're moving to as well. When we look at the underwriting process, well, what does that look like? Sometimes we do require an appraisal, and that could take anywhere from 2 days to a week, depending on where you're purchasing your property. And right now, with the heated market, we're looking at probably around a week in order to get from start to finish and getting your appraisal and getting everything all approved for you.
And to help all this information sink in a little bit more, here's a quick recap of 5 important milestones. The first one is secure a steady income and a good credit rating. So don't forget to obtain a copy of your credit report and ensure you're not at the height of your credit card balance. The second is calculate your down payment by using one of our tools, either a budget calculator or a mortgage calculator, and lean in on with your advisor to get some assistance. Don't forget to get pre-qualified. A pre-approval for a mortgage is an important step on this home ownership journey. And lock in your interest rate. Interest rates are changing so often, and this has a huge impact on how much money you're going to be paying towards your mortgage on a monthly basis. And last but not least, make sure you don't forget about all of the different closing costs. And that could mean moving costs, lawyers' fees, property purchase tax, just to name a few.
So if you have any questions at all in regards to the webinar that Jazz and I have done today, please feel free to reach out to your advisor or feel free to book an appointment with an advisor on the link below.
We have experts on standby to help you find the right home buying solutions for yourself, and we'll walk the journey with you. On behalf of Coast Capital, thank you so much for joining us today for our beginner's guide to mortgages.